Rex had once worn a vest heavier than his own body. He had run beside helicopters, crawled through fire, and smelled danger long before humans could see it. He was a military working dog, trained in war, loyal beyond reason. Now his muzzle was gray. Every morning, Rex walked slowly beside his owner, a quiet man named Daniel Cross. They lived simply. No medals on the walls. No flags outside the door. Just silence and routine. Daniel never spoke about his past. But sometimes, late at night, Rex would wake to the sound of his owner breathing too fast, hands clenched, eyes open, fighting ghosts only soldiers know. That afternoon, Daniel tied Rex outside a small grocery store. "Stay," he said softly. Rex always stayed. That's when the thugs arrived. 4 young men. Loud. Angry. Empty eyes looking for something to break. One of them laughed. "Look at this mutt." Another kicked a bottle toward Rex. The dog didn't move. Then the kick came harder. Rex whimpered, but still didn't bite. Years of training told him, do not attack unless commanded. The kicks continued. The laughter grew. Rex curled around himself, protecting his ribs like he once protected soldiers from bombs. Blood stained the pavement. Inside the store, Daniel felt it. That deep, cold pull in his chest, the same feeling he'd felt before ambushes overseas. When he stepped outside and saw Rex broken on the ground, something inside Daniel cracked. He knelt, hands shaking, pressing his forehead to Rex's. "I'm here, boy," he whispered. The thugs ran, still laughing. They thought it was over. They were wrong. That night, Daniel cleaned Rex's wounds. He didn't cry. He simply opened an old metal box from under the bed. Inside were dog tags, a folded flag, and a past he had tried to bury. Daniel Cross wasn't just a retiree. He was a former Navy SEAL. And Rex wasn't just a dog. He was his brother. They kicked him once. Then again. The old dog didn't even growl. His body was thin, scarred, and slow now, but once, he had chased bombs through war zones and saved dozens of lives. Now he lay on cold concrete, bleeding, as laughter echoed around him. What those thugs didn't know was that this dog didn't belong to an ordinary old man. He belonged to a warrior who had disappeared into silence. A man trained to kill, trained to endure, trained to never forgive harm done to those he loved. And when that man finally stood up from the shadows, the street would never forget his name. Stay till the end. Because what happens next proves one truth the world often forgets. Loyalty never retires, and neither do warriors. They thought the dog was weak. They thought the old man was harmless. They forgot one thing. War teaches patience, and revenge never forgets. The next morning, Rex tried to stand. He failed. Daniel carried him instead. Not to the vet, but to the place where the thugs had laughed. Daniel moved differently now. Straighter. Calmer. Eyes scanning exits. Hands relaxed, but ready. The thugs didn't recognize him at first. Until one of them laughed again. That laugh stopped fast. Daniel didn't raise his voice. Didn't throw a punch. He spoke quietly, like he did before missions. "You hurt my dog." They mocked him. So Daniel showed them what restraint looked like. In seconds the street was silent. No broken bones. No blood. Just fear. Daniel didn't need violence to win. He needed truth. Police arrived. Witnesses spoke. Cameras were found. Charges were filed. The thugs cried. Rex survived. Weeks later, Rex walked again, slowly, proudly, beside Daniel. One evening, a neighbor finally asked, "Why didn't you fight back that day?" Daniel smiled gently, kneeling beside Rex. "Because real strength isn't in reacting," he said. "It's in knowing when to stand, and who to stand for." Rex wagged his tail. The world moved on. But somewhere deep inside, a lesson remained. Heroes don't always wear uniforms. And loyalty doesn't fade with age. Because some bonds are forged in war. And last forever. If this story touched you, remember this. Never judge weakness by silence. Never mistake age for helplessness. And never forget, those who protect the innocent never truly retire. If today's story touched your heart, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And remember, even a small act of kindness can change someone's entire life. Red Heart.